February 22nd. Troop movements have indicated that the enemy is massing for the long-awaited attack. The defenders waded out, sandbagged bunkers and trenches, their position surrounded by tangled coils of barbed wire studded with explosive charges and claymore mines. The incoming artillery fire, rockets, and mortars of the enemy continue to pound the garrison. In Saigon and Honolulu, watch teams manning the war rooms wait throughout the weekend of March 3rd, expecting word that the anticipated communists' assault has been launched. From the communists' viewpoint, the weather conditions are ideal, and American intelligence reports indicate that the all-out attack should come early Monday morning. But it does not develop. Apparently, the communists are unable to mass their troops for the attack because of the airstrikes and heavy bombardment. Also, the Marines still control the high ground guarding the approaches to Khe Sanh. Hills 881, 861, 950, and 558. So far, the enemy has been unable to take any of them. March 13th. This is the 14th anniversary of General Giap's attack on Dien Bien Phu, and time is running out for the communists. The Marines spend a relatively quiet day, waiting and watching.
As I reflect back on it, I can remember that the news stories coming out were talking about the agony of Khe Sanh and so forth and so on. I'm reminded of the story of and I know this to be true because I was standing there, Italian newspaper man came in and went around the base for a little while, met a lot of people and talked to people, and then he come back over and he said, you know, he says, everybody you talk about the agony at Khe Sanh. He says, I see no agony. He says, you got it the apple, you got it the orange. He says, but on the other hand, I don't see any ecstasy. And I think this is probably the way that all the men felt, that there was certainly no joy to it, but that the agony, there was none. The morale was good and outstanding, and everybody had a job to do and did it.
Because of the resupply, we never ran out of sea rations. You could take a walk through the trench lines and the bunkers and find an array of menus being prepared. Some of them were quite elaborate. We'll just call them casseroles. Of course, these casseroles had various names. Several in particular that I remember were called Khe Sanh Special. I think that was beef and chicken cooked, stewed together. Another one was called a Hippie's Delight. That was just about everything thrown in the pot together. And there was another one called Mulligan Stew. That was my specialty. I only had 3 meats in this type of stew. We beefed it up with hot sauce and meat sauce, and it was quite tasty.